South Park Season 21 Episode 2, Put It Down. Hello everyone, Stevie here. I'm back with another South Park review. I've got all the facts and maybe a few theories, of course, because that's what I do here. At the time we're recording this, there's like a ton of natural disasters and bad stuff happening all over the world, so my thoughts go out to anyone that's suffering in any of these crappy situations at the moment. Here's hoping they pass, and hopefully they can use things like South Park to bring themselves up, put a smile on their face at a bad time, and hopefully everything gets better. But let's get on to the story. This week revolved around Tweek, which was great. Tweek is scared to death of North Korea, and why wouldn't he be? The episode starts at a school talent show where Tweek comes out and plays a scary song about North Korea. It's like conceptual music. It's really weird. He's just playing a piano and screaming about we're gonna die. He's crapping it about North Korea's nukes and why no one's doing anything about it. And this shocks everyone, making the next competitor cry. At lunch after the show, while Cartman is ranting to Craig about sorting his man out and having balls in a relationship, we see that he is actually still with Heidi. Eric says that she threatened to kill herself, which is pretty dark. Cartman, where are you going with this? Craig goes to see Tweek and tries to calm him down. He convinces him to do something nice for the North Koreans to try and chill them out. Tweek goes and makes them some cupcakes in the hope of peace. Back at school, we find out that it was actually Cartman who threatened to kill himself, not Heidi. Stan gets the voicemail to prove it, which he plays to everyone. I mean, he got this under the premise that he wouldn't tell anyone, but he instantly goes to all the boys and plays them it. Whilst Cartman is in the room, they're all laughing at him. Cartman is pretty pissed off. We get a quick flash of North Korea with some strange but great music. Kim Jong-un receives the cupcakes. Let's hope for some peace. Eric is now pissed that everyone is laughing at him, but he spins this into people not caring about suicide. He wants an awareness campaign, but sadly for Cartman, it is currently Distracted Driver Awareness Week. Cartman says he is going to compete with this. Nice one, Eric. Real nice. Tweek's cupcakes make the news. The North Koreans receive them. Kim Jong-un loves them and starts making his own cupcakes, but just when everything seems cool, the president starts tweeting towards North Korea, saying that he knows this kid Tweek and he probably crapped in the batter. Tweek is now freaking out. Craig tries to calm him down with a fidget spinner, but Garrison just keeps tweeting stuff out. I do not think the spinner is going to be enough in this situation. Cartman starts competing with the Distracted Driver campaign with his own campaign. He has an epic song, but we quickly realise that this is not about suicide prevention, it is about attention for Eric. In his song, he also manages to completely bury poor Heidi and threaten to kill himself at a very specific time. Eric, it's not cool, but it is bloody hilarious. As bad as he is, this is Cartman at his best. The North Koreans launch a missile over Tweek's house in retaliation. Tweek craps it big time. No spinners can help with this one. We get a brilliant cameo from the North Korean newswoman. I mean, this is awesome. I would love her to be on this channel posting videos. That would be like a dream. Garrison just makes things worse by tweeting out more and more insane and racist abuse towards the North Koreans, which you can see on screen, all in Tweek's name. Poor Tweek. Tweek doesn't need this. Back at school, the kids are all sad. Cartman thinks this is for him, but it turns out it's for a poor innocent child called Gary Barkovic who has been killed by a distracted driver, pretty graphically. Eric is annoyed by this. He tries to rage at PC Principal about his own situation, but this crap just does not work with PC Principal. Cartman just goes mental and says he's taking his cause to the street. Eric is now in full-on self-absorbed wanker mode. It's brilliant. We then get a hilarious news report about how North Korea is planning to attack Tweek, including their plan B, which is dropping an anvil on him, which is hilarious. Craig tries to calm him down. He is going to take him to the fair. I mean, this should help. Going to the amusement park should help with any situation. We go to Cartman, who is on the street campaigning. Heidi asks Eric if he would like to talk to the other kids who have been checking out his website who also have suicidal thoughts. Eric gets angry with this and thinks that they are all attention seekers, and this is not about every other kid killing himself, it's about him and him alone. And because she told everyone he was going to kill himself, he now has pressure on him to do it. Okay, Eric, that's some crazy logic he's got there, but it's Eric Cartman, what do we expect? Another kid is tragically killed by a distracted driver, this time right in front of Cartman whilst he's ranting, just making him more angry. The little hilarious bastard that he is. Tweek and Craig go to the amusement park, but sadly Garrison tweets out that Tweek is so unafraid of the North Korean regime that he is at the fair, as well as many other abusive and racist tweets, which freak Tweek out obviously, but it also leads to a lot of kids being ran over, because the narrative with the kids being ran over is that they are all distracted by the tweets of the president. A lot of kids get run over in the park by dodgems, other things that shouldn't be able to kill kids, but it does. South Park, and it's the president's fault. Craig tried to calm down Tweek at this point, but it just does not work. Tweek is past the point of anyone trying to calm him down, which annoys Craig, annoys Tweek, and they all go their separate ways. A bit of a tiff there. Back at school, we see the kids who are trying to raise awareness for the distracted driver campaign in the dinner room, but Cartman steamrolls in before they can really do anything and tries to make their awareness campaign look crap compared to his. Heidi, in front of everyone, starts questioning Eric, which leads to a big argument between the two, with Eric storming off saying, "I might just do it now." Eric has just got so petty at this point. It's brilliant. Craig goes to see Tweek, but this time, rather than trying to help and give him advice, he just lets him overreact and gets the thoughts out of his head, which works. And for the first time I think ever, we see Tweek happy on screen and not jittery. And I think even I've learned something here. I mean, I think we could all learn something from this moment. If you're in a relationship, it's a good moment to watch. This all led to the end of this week's episode, which the episode just kinda abruptly finished in my opinion, but that's another story for another day. We finished with an epic musical number starring pretty much everyone in South Park trying to raise awareness for the distracted driver campaign. Basically, the blame for all the distracted drivers killing kids is placed at the president and his non-stop tweeting. And the song is pleading to everyone that if you ever become a president, you should put down your phone and stop tweeting. Subtle as a hammer with that one. I absolutely loved it. It was such typical South Park satire done brilliantly in only the way they can do it. And this is why they are some of the best at satire on South Park. Then at the very end of the song, Cartman just pops up and says he's okay now, he's not going to kill himself. Yay! And that was episode 2, Put It Down. So this was good. I thought it was really, really good. As with last week's episode, this is the South Park we know and love, and a shift back to the style of episodes that some people were missing last season. We only have a very loose follow-on from last week. The narrative with Heidi and Cartman continues, but we see no Alexa. I was hoping to see her this week, but I had a hunch that they may not show that Alexa stuff for a while, just to dampen down the whole serialization thing, and I hope that she will return, and it'll be a surprise for everyone. That's what I hope, that's what I think. Let's hope that happens. We seem to have reached the end of serialization within South Park, although I am not saying that it is totally stopped. My prediction is that we will have a season-long story of sorts, but there are a lot of complaints and feedback and people that didn't like the whole season being one story thing, so I think they've broke it down back into what South Park used to be, but they're going to still follow it on, just not every episode. I mean, there is things that follow on. I mean, Garrison is still president, Heidi is still the Cartman, and that whole abusive relationship thing is going on. So I think we are going to have episodes tying into each other, just not as much as it was last year, where like if you missed one episode of the season, you missed a big chunk of the season. My only criticism of this episode is that Garrison's in it as president and they're using that narrative again, although not as much as they did last season, but they are kind of backed into a corner with this one. Unexpectedly to everyone, Trump got voted in as president, so now they have to use Garrison as president, and you can't do satire without doing this sort of stuff. So in the end, it all worked very well. I mean, you can't, as I said, you can't write satire without ripping on the easiest targets in politics who are like Trump and Kim Jong-un. Trump is Garrison, so it's just the way it is. I hope we see more Kim Jong-un in the future, because it was funny. He didn't talk, but it was funny to see Kim Jong-un on screen, and he's actually drawn. He's not like his dad was, which was just like a photograph with a moving mouth. And I do think Alexa is going to make a return soon, because Cartman's got all these issues. He's got all this issues with Heidi, and we know for a fact that back at his house he has a room full of devices that'll do whatever he asks. So I don't think this story is going anywhere. This is my prediction. I do predict that this is going to happen, but hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is what predicting is all about. I'll be back next week for more, and please subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. That would be very cool, because I'm a student and that would be helpful. Very quickly, not to end on a negative, but real talk. There's a lot of suicide talk and stuff like that in this week's episode, and I have to say that suicide is a really shitty thing, which affects a lot of people every day. If you know someone that seems like they're going to be heading this way, then please reach out to them, and if that doesn't work, just try and get them help. Life is precious, and at the end of the day, with suicide, many people suffer because one person is not listened to or not reached out to. Don't let that person be your friend and the one suffering be you. Reach out, even if you don't know the person that well, because sometimes all someone needs is someone to talk to. Cartman, you little bastard. You shouldn't be using that cause. But that is Cartman to a T. Anyway, as I said, more South Park next week. I hate leaving it on a negative, so I will leave you with a semi-funny story. In this episode, Tweek was given a fidget spinner because he's an anxious person, and it's to try and get rid of his anxiety or just to keep him busy. Now, me personally, for real, I have ADD, ADHD, and I actually seen fidget spinners, and I was like, oh, they look pretty cool. These might actually stop me fidgeting because I fidget. So I got a fidget spinner, and it really worked for about 5 minutes, but then I got bored of it. The irony. Now put some smiles on your faces, people. I'll be back next week with more South Park. I'll see you all then.